All right, boys, I want to get on here real quick and talk about this problem people have about One Piece on Twitter, about the most recent episode, the Luffy versus Kizaru fight animated by Vincent Chanzard. People are saying it's over animated. In my honest opinion, I think over animated is the wrong word. All right. Don't get me wrong. I love One Piece. I love Vincent Chanzard. He's one of my favorite animators of all time. He is a staple in the One Piece world. But I can understand what people are saying, right? But over animate is the wrong word. I think the word they really want to use is direction, right? The direction of this entire sequence. This is the sequence they're talking about, by the way. The entire Vincent Chanzard sequence. And I don't even know if I'm right, but Vincent Chanzard is a newer animator, correct? He hasn't been working too long within the industry. And so I can definitely see places where he can improve, especially in terms of like his technical aspect is amazing. But when we're talking about direction, I can understand where he needs to improve. And like I said, I love Vincent Chanzard, no hate to him, but you know, should always try to strive for perfection where you can. The two things that I think that could have been done better is direction and sound effects. And sound effects is something that Vincent Chanzard isn't completely in charge of, but let's talk about the direction first. Okay. I don't know if you guys are movie fans, but there's a movie out called The Raid, and it was extremely groundbreaking in terms of action movies because of the way they shoot their scenes. And I have a clip on YouTube pulled up right here explaining why The Raid was such a phenomenon, right? Basically what The Raid does is, in typical action movies, you would have a lot of shaky cams. Your eyes would dart around everywhere to like replicate the chaos of it all, right? You're in a fight, you don't have time to think, but that's not what we viewers are trying to experience, right? We're trying to experience a smooth and understandable fight scene, which is what The Raid does so well. So if you take a look at here, right here, right, you can see the eyes.
Opposite side and cuts, instead of following the typical shot reverse shot logic, where our perspective would usually change direction, like in conversations where we switch more organized perception of the action. And this makes action scenes with numerous cuts.
You see where the eyes are going,
preventing the need for your eyes to...
It's shot in a way where your eyes can easily follow and smoothly transition across the screen. A majority of action films, your eyes are kind of just darting everywhere all at once, right? And that's why I think this sequence really does. There's not a lot of leading the audience, right? Vincent kind of just does what he does and then leaves it to the audience to comprehend. And, you know, you probably expect that, right? Because he does so much impact frames. He expects us to go back and, you know, study the each and every single frame, which is what we do anyways, because it's like a great Easter egg, right? Every time this man animates something, it's amazing. It's amazing for the community because we get to go back and just analyze every single thing, and everything that we miss, that we pick out, it's just an extra piece of entertainment that we missed out on, right? Like I was saying, this is what people mean by over animation. It's just hard. It's hard for their eyes to keep up with what they're looking at. Right. This is a typical action scene. Eyes darting everywhere, left, right, left, fucking up, down, bullshit, that shit.
And I'm using this example because it literally has the same actor. So you can see that it doesn't matter.
So same actor, right?
Matter if the actor knows how to fight.
This is essentially the same thing as same animator. The sequence should have been fixed by the director.
If the director...
Right, the direction is what matters here. Yeah, so that's what I'm talking about when I say direction. The second thing that I want to talk about is the sound effects. The sound effects of One Piece are very old. There is definitely a sense of nostalgia, a sense of identity with the One Piece sound effects and the One Piece soundtrack in general. It's important to refresh yourself every now and then. I mean, even one of my big animators, Hone, I think this post is taken down already because he got a lot of backlash from, I'm pretty sure Japanese news are even covering this bullshit. But I think He said, I think Toei should fire the One Piece sound team immediately. It is unprofessional work. The main part that he's talking about is this part right here. Right? It's kind of just copy and paste. It's kind of lazy, right? Even though it's a sound that we've heard over and over again within the continuous run of One Piece, and it's beloved to us, it's okay to stray away from that and explore new possibilities, right? I mean, we've seen this. We've seen an example with the animation. We had an animation shift from Whole Cake Island to Wano and then to Egghead, right? We're expanding. We're exploring new boundaries of animation. I don't know why we can't do the same with sound effects either. Of course, we can keep the same. We can keep some sound effects, but it's important for a long-running medium like this to evolve with the times. Everything else has evolved with the times. I don't see why the sound effects couldn't. There's this guy on Twitter that remade the SFX in his own style, and the reason why sound effects are so important, like I say this, but audio might even be more important than the video itself. You can watch a blurred out, not blurred out, but like, you know, a shit quality video as long as the audio is good. But if you're watching a high quality video with shit audio, it almost becomes impossible to just watch that video. The great thing about what this guy did, and I don't know how he did this I'm pretty sure he did this by himself, but this shit is amazing. Okay, I don't know how he did this. Got the Final Fantasy OST. I don't know if it's just me, but I can hear where the sound effect lies, right? It's not just coming out from both the ears. It's carefully curated from right ear to left ear, right? There's a strength to a certain ear and towards that, or you get what I'm saying? He leads, and I don't know if I'm sounding crazy here, but I feel like he leads people's eyes with his sound. It just complements it so much more. In my opinion, at least. Right? Even like this right here. Like the light going into his eyes. I can hear the light going from back here to up front, which is following the animation. Ding, 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 ding. Oh my god. Big explosion, as well as in the audio. It's just there's sparkles everywhere. You can hear it around you. It just enhances the experience so much more. Is this guy bro? He needs to be hired. I swear to God, he needs to be hired. Like this right here. I'm looking at the video and I'm also hearing the audio. I can hear the light beam sword moving around me. And the audio also makes it easier to follow as well, right? Like I said, the audio leads your eyes. As crazy as that sounds. This guy knows what he's doing. Like I said, bro, I love this sequence. Vincent Chanzard, one of my favorite animes of all time. There's always room for improvement. He's still relatively new to the industry, I think, or at least One Piece at least. I don't know how long he's been animating for, but as an artist, you can always improve on things. And I think this is one of the things he could take actual note of and improve his game on. Because, I don't know, man. This guy is able to continuously put out amazing work at a rate that I have never seen before. I've seen sequences of his being pumped out like this, and which is great, you know? The more you pump out, the more you can learn from what you usually do. But yeah, that's all I really have to say. Don't kill me in the replies for somewhat agreeing with the wrong notion of, over animation, but that's my thoughts on the matter. But yeah, I'll catch you guys next time. Goodbye.